Hey there, I'm David Courtney. I'm a postdoctoral researcher here at Queen's, actually working on coronavirus at the minute. So my job actually involves work like looking at what COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2, as we call the virus, actually does inside the cells. So actually looking like inside infected cells to see like all the different things that the virus sort of like hijacks and changes about them, and maybe by looking at all those mechanisms, we might be able to determine a way to stop it in its tracks. So like that actually brings me on to like one of the best parts of my job, which is actually it's trying to answer these questions that nobody has the answer to already. Like these viruses, all these different viruses have evolved over so many years to actually do what they do best, you know, but we are just coming along behind now and trying to work out ways that they do that and then ways to stop that, which I think is really fascinating. It's actually an interesting story. I was actually working in France just 2.5 months ago, and my wife was pregnant with our first baby, and we actually had to quickly get out of France, but just as the situation was getting really bad, and we literally got back home to Northern Ireland just as all you guys were going into lockdown, so we were able to go into lockdown as well with you and with our families at home. And we ended up actually just having our baby like right in the middle of the lockdown. So it'll always be an interesting story to tell her about the day she was born in the middle of a lockdown, you know. But yeah, sorry, I've got to get back to work anyway. But this was good talking to you.
My name is Dr. Alan Ali. I'm a research scientist in Queen's University Belfast. I work in the Center of Cancer Research. Our job here requires drug screening for cancer research. So what we do, we take drugs that are currently available in the market and we test them if they are effective against certain cancer types. Why we do that? If we think about the process of drug discovery and drug development, it takes years and years, and it's also financially expensive. So if we use drug recycling, or of what we call drug repurposing, we're cutting all the money and all the time that's associated with that. Currently, I'm working on a COVID-19 project, and we are using the same approach. We are testing drugs that are already approved in the market to be safe in humans, and we're seeing whether those drugs are effective against COVID-19 virus. In our experiment settings, we would require to dispense large amount of volumes because we screen around 100 and thousands of drugs per one screen. So if we're going to do that manually, it's going to be really tedious, it's going to require a lot of time, and sometimes we get tired and the volumes that we are dispensing won't be as accurate as we want. Personally, COVID-19 affected me in a way that I am losing contact with my close friends and families, but again, it's a really good opportunity to use the experience that we have to develop novel treatments for COVID-19 disease.
Hi, so my name is Dr. Olivier Touzolet. I am a scientist and I make vaccines against human viruses. And I am currently looking here at extracting genetic material from lots of little bacteria, and this will help us study coronavirus and design new treatment against the virus. And I guess my favorite part of the day is when I have designed an experiment and I know it went well, and I look at the results and it looks very good and very well and makes me very happy.
So, my name is Dr. Conan Bamford, and I'm a scientist. I'm especially a virus scientist, so I study these viruses that cause disease and sort of death in people. So they're really important to study, and what I'm really interested in trying to find ways to actually stop these viruses from infecting people and causing diseases.
My favourite bit of equipment in the lab is actually just a microscope. This is something that most labs have, but I use it to look after those cells and make sure that they're doing okay. And when I look down at them, I can see the little cilia waving up at me every day. So it's a very simple machine, very simple bit of equipment, but it's what I use every day, and I wouldn't be able to do my job without it.